Okay, I finished this up and I cleaned it up a bit. I wanted to show you a few things that I did. I finished up the eyes, as you can see, the beard, and cleaned up any rough spots or any straggly stuff anywhere around the carving itself. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and start painting it, and let me take a look here at a couple things. It's always good to have a knife with you, just to clean up a few things here and there. And what you need is you're going to need some red, some white, some black, light blue, a fine brush, a wide brush, and a couple other, paper towels and things, and a glass of water for when you paint this. So we're going to use the wide brush first. We're going to open this up here. This is the red. We'll just set that right there. I shook it up pretty good. Let's bring this back a little bit so we can see. There we go. And here's our piece. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do the red first, which would be his hat. And I'm going to show you the areas that I'm going to be working on, and then I'm going to have you go off the video to finish it up because I need to bring it closer so I can do the actual edges. So that you want red, the coat you want red. So, and I'm going to put 2 coats of everything on. I'm going to have a little hair dryer here. That usually works pretty good. If you have a hair dryer that you can use to dry it up between coats. And see how close I'm getting it to the actual piece with this flat brush. You can get very close to a lot of things with the flat one, for sure. Okay, I'm going to go to a little smaller brush because we've got to get into some areas here. So there we go. That's his shoulder. Paint that up a little bit. Try to get as close to the edge as you can without going into the bark portion. And if you do get it in some areas, you can cut it with a knife. That's kind of the nice thing about carving. If I did seal it. I sealed it with a clear sealer, acrylic sealer, before I started this. Now because it's green, folks, some people say not to do that. Some people say that it might rot if it's not completely dry. I did this in the microwave a few times, like I said before, and I think it will be fine. I did another scene, which will be my next project here. It's going to be another branch project. I won't have it online, but I will show you the end result on it once I am done with it. And try to see, when you have a flat brush, you can get really close to things. This is a little bit, this doesn't have a point to it, but it's pretty close. Let's go a little further. Alright. Just want to make sure we make it even everywhere. Let me go back to the hat here. I didn't have this nice little flat one. It may check on you here and there. That's actually knife cuts there. That's not checking. I did it too deep in a couple of spots. That's why you want to be careful when you initially cut it up. You don't want to try to have too many places where you're digging the knife in anywhere. But I thought I'll show you what the painting portion's like. Everybody paints a little differently. If you don't paint exactly the same as I do here, that's fine. You can notice I got a little bit on the hat. What I'll do is I'll take a knife and just trim that off. It's pretty simple. That's just the grain of the wood there that you see, that little brown It's just the way it turned out. It's not splitting or anything there. Okay, so we're going to go back over here. I see we're not exactly where it should be. Okay, so later on I'm going to do all this area down here, wherever the coat is. Alright, down in here, over here. This all gets red. And then we'll also do the white when I'm done here. And let me continue on with this, and then I'll show you what the white portion is supposed to look like. Let me just clean this off and put some white paint on the dish here. This is a styrofoam plate. I find they're handy. You just toss them when you're done. If you want to use a regular white plate, and because you don't want to have the waste of paper or whatever, that's fine as well. Really, you need to clean these things out really well from one color to the next. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this pretty well straight out of the tube, and we're going to do the beard. You see here, I'm using this little brush again that I used before. It's really a nice little handy little thing. You can get into things pretty quickly. So you want to do the beard and the mustache. You want to do the eyebrows. Alright, we're going to do the eyebrows. You're going to do the inside of the eye and not the eyelid. Okay, the inside of the eye. And I'll get that with a little bit of a finer brush. I'm just showing you what areas we need to hit here before I get off this tape. We're going to do the top here, the brim, the tassel, the eyelids, I'm sorry, the eyebrows and the eyes. Alright, and then we're also going to do the pockets, and we're going to do the edge of the coat there. Okay, so those are the areas that we need white. When I come back, I'll show you what to do with the eyes and lips and the mouth and stuff, and we'll be back.